Welcome back to Prepared Overlander. So earlier today I was thinking about a scene from the book 1 second after. If you read the book, you probably remember it. The power goes out. Normal supply chains have collapsed. EMP stuff. People are struggling to adapt to a completely different world and realization. And one of the problems they ran into, besides security, fuel, and transportation, was the part where the insulin. They simply couldn't keep it cold. So that got me thinking. Not long ago, I was watching this video about a portable refrigerators running off solar generators. And for some reason that scene came back to me, and from the book hit me completely different way. Because most of us think about food when we think about refrigeration. Keeping meat frozen, drinks cold, maybe preserving leftovers. But for some people, let me turn this background music down a little bit. There we go. I've seen AI. It's me. Maybe preserving, or some people, refrigeration isn't just a convenience. It's about survival. Okay, imagine a long-term grid down event. Not storms that last couple of hours. Not a power outage for a day or two. I'm talking about weeks, months maybe, or even longer. We've been hearing about how EMP and all of that, solar flares. So what happens to the people who rely on temperature-sensitive medications? Like insulin, certain antibiotics, some injectable medications, vaccines. A lot of modern medicine assumes one thing: a reliable electrical grid. And when the electricity disappears, the clock starts ticking. Not because the medicine immediately becomes unusable, but because every hour without proper storage reduces the margin of safety. Now imagine you're a small clinic, maybe a rural doctor's office, volunteer medical station, or even just a family trying to care for a loved one who depends on insulin. Suddenly, a small portable refrigerator becomes one of the most valuable pieces of equipment you own. And that's where technology can make a real difference. Not fancy technology, not the complicated stuff, just practical. A portable solar generator, small refrigerator, a few solar panels. That's it. No fuel deliveries, no running generators 24 hours a day, no dependence on a fragile supply chain. Just enough power to keep critical medicines viable. The more I thought about it, the more I realized this isn't really a discussion about solar power. It's a discussion about preserving life. Because in preparedness circles, we spend a lot of time talking about protecting ourselves. Food, water filtration, security, communications, and those things matter. But sometimes preparedness is about helping someone else survive. A family member, maybe a neighbor, a child down the street, someone whose life depends on medicine remaining within a safe temperature range. It's one of the reasons I was glad I upgraded my new EcoFlow. Not because I personally need refrigerated medication, at least not now, but because if something happened tomorrow, I will have the ability to help someone who possibly needs it. Honestly, that a preparedness benefit that doesn't get talked about enough. So do you have anyone in your family or community that depends on refrigerated medications? Okay. This is, I use this stuff for overlanding. I have a refrigerator and my EcoFlow battery pack. I call it a power cube. So for those in overlanding, these systems, we travel Most people think of them as a way to keep our food cold on a trip. It helps me not need ice, so I can go a lot longer. Charge up the batteries on solar. But preparedness isn't always about surviving the worst day of your life. Sometimes it's about giving someone else one more day, one more week, one more month until things get better. Because sometimes the most important piece of survival equipment isn't the one that protects you. It's the one that helps protect someone else. And as always, stay prepared, stay safe.